people asking a lot of questions or often reaching for a manual or frequent exasperation responses heard, or there many irrelevant actions being performed, or there many things to ignore. Do a number of people want to use a product? So we will have some objective measures of usability. Shackle presents the following more objective criteria for measuring a usability. How effective is the interface? Can the required range of tasks can be accomplished at a better than some required level of performance, for example, in terms of speed or errors, by some required percentage of the specified target range of users within some required proportion of the range of usage environment. How learnable is the interface? Can the interface be learned? Second part. Within some specified time from commissioning and the start of user training, based on some specified amount of training and the user support, within some specified relearning time each time for the intermittent users. How flexible is the interface? Is it flexible enough to allow some specified percentage variation in task or environment beyond those first specified? What are the attitudes of the user? Are they within the acceptable level of the human cost in terms of discomfort, frustration, and personal effort, such that satisfaction causes continued and enhanced use of the system? Next, the design team, which provides a balanced design teams which includes specialized in development, human factors, visual design, usability access assessment, documentation, and training. So we can now clearly define know your user or client. To create a truly usable system, the designer must always do the following. Understand how people interact with the computer. Understand the human characteristics important in the design. Identify the user's level of knowledge and experience. Identify the characteristics of user's need, task, and the job. Identify the user's psychological characteristics as well as physical characteristics. Employ recommended method for gaining understanding of the user. We will see one by one. Why? Before going to that, we will see why people have trouble with the computers. So what makes a system difficult to use in the eyes of its user? We will list down some of the several contributing factors that apply to the traditional business systems. First, use of jargon, non-obvious design, disparity in problem solving strategies, design inconsistencies. So all these things leads to the response to the poor design. So errors are the symptoms of problem. The magnitude of error in a computer-based system has been found to be high as 46% for the command, task, and transactions. Errors and other problems lead to a variety of psychological as well as physical user responses. What are the psychological responses? Are confusion, annoyance, frustration, panic or stress. Then physical responses are partial use of the system, indirect use of the system, modification of the task, compensatory activity, misuse of the system, direct programming. So using this, we can define the important human characteristics in design. So the first part is perception. Perception generally is our awareness and understanding of the element and objects of our environment through the physical sensations of various senses like sight, sound, smell, and so on. So, which is influenced in part by experience. Other perceptual characteristics which includes proximity. Proximity means our eyes and minds see the objects as belonging together if they are near each other in the space. Next is similarity. Similarity means our eyes and mind see the object as belonging together if they share the common visual properties such as color, size, shape, brightness, orientation. This is the second characteristics, perceptual characteristics. Third one is matching patterns. We respond similar to the same shape in different sizes. For example, letter of alphabet, possessing the same meaning regardless of the physical sizes. Next is closure. Our perception is synthetic. It establishes meaningful wholes. If something does not quite close itself, such as circle, square, triangle, or a word, we see it as a closed anyway. Next is unity. Objects that forms closed shape are perceived as a group. Next is continuity. Shortened lines may be automatically extended. Next is balance. We desire stabilization or equilibrium in our viewing environment. Vertical, horizontal, and right angles are the most visually satisfying and easiest to look at. Next is expectancies. Perception is also influenced by expectance. Sometimes we perceive not what is there, but what we expect to be. Missing a spelling mistakes in proofreading, something we write, is an example of perceptual expectancy error. We see not how the word is spelled, but how we expect to see it spelled. Is it fine? Next is context. Context, environment, and surroundings also influenced individual perception. For example, two drawn lines of the same length may look at same length or different lengths depending upon the angle of adjacent lines or what other people have said about the size of the lines. Last is signal versus noise. Our sensing mechanisms are bombarded by many stimulus, some of which are important and some of which are not important. Important stimuli are called as signals, and those that are not important or unwanted are called as noise. Next, we will see the memory element in the next text.